G'day Adam, I hope you and your family are safe and doing well and protecting yourselves right now with the coronavirus going on. What are you doing to protect you and your family? Well, I don't want to crack a joke now, but social distancing for me with my wife isn't a problem. Not a problem at all. Glad to keep more than this arm distance. In actual fact, whenever I'm nice to my wife before we go to bed, it's amazing how much social distance she gives me. She must be thinking I'm trying to maybe ask her a favour. Don't concern yourself. Social distancing for me in my household is not a problem. In all seriousness, it's a really serious time for a lot of people, but that's why I'm trying to take more of a positive mindset, because I think that's the piece that nobody's really talking about now. I think this is worse than the coronavirus, is actually the fact that this is having so much stress on our bodies and us as a society, and the social disconnect that it's actually causing. So this is what I've been focused on with my family, is actually socially connecting. I understand, I would prefer us to use the word maybe physical distance, keeping a physical distance away from each other, but not a social distance. I think that's a very important thing. Now, research has shown that social isolation has a negative impact on our health, the same negative impact as smoking 5 packs of cigarettes a week. That's right. If you basically socially isolate yourself from your tribe, your health suffers the same amount as smoking 5 packs of cigarettes. That's amazing when you think about it. You know, people underestimate the power of the mind and the fact that the mindset has such a powerful effect on our physiology. There's a science out there called quantum physics, which I'm not going to dive into any depth, but you know, it just shows that our mindsets actually directly impact our physiology. That's right, our cells change. So if you're having negative thoughts, you're stressed, your actual cells will change. They'll become sick as well. So this is why it's so important to protect yourself and your family. You need to stay staunch, you need to stay stoic. You actually have to be resilient. You have to really adapt these practices that I always applaud and encourage people to do, like gratitude, focusing on the things that you have in your life. You know, being grateful that you are healthy, being grateful to be able to go out into the sun, being able to hug your kids because they're healthy. These are really going to change your state. And I like to practice gratitude as soon as I get up in the morning. I'm so grateful for the fact that I am healthy, that I get to enjoy this day, that I might have this cup of coffee in the morning. I really am grateful for the fact that I'm having this beautiful hot cup of coffee that someone might not be afforded the opportunity to have. And that really sets me up for the rest of the day to have that positive mindset. You know, I'm not turning on the news at the moment. It's so negative. You know, statistically speaking, you know, 87% of people surveyed said that they don't believe what's on the news in the first place. Yet over 90% of people watch it. You know, people also grab their mobile phone within the first 10 minutes of getting up. And we know the negative impact this has on our mindset. It straight away puts us in that fight or flight mode. You know, there's two systems that drive our nervous systems, which are fight and flight, which is called the sympathetic nervous system. And then there's the relax and digest part of our nervous system called the parasympathetic nervous system. And the problem with our modern societies is we're living too much in this fight or flight mode, which is releasing stress. And this is making us sick, it's making us fat, it's stopping us from sleeping at night. So anything you can do to control the stress in your life by avoiding these things that are stressful, like watching negative news, getting on your mobile phone and looking for likes and approval of other people on social media, always being judged and thinking you're being judged by spending time on these socially disconnected platforms, much better for you to avoid these things. So really dampening down stress, learning how to meditate while we've got this time by ourselves, being comfortable with ourselves and just observing how busy our minds are, and the fact that we have so many thoughts a day. And the fact is, most of our thoughts are the same thoughts as the day before. In fact, 95% of the thoughts you had yesterday, you'll have again today. And unfortunately, over 90% of the thoughts are actually negative because we have what we call negative bias. That's how we survived and got here today, because it didn't serve us well to remember positive things, because, you know, as our ancestors can tell you, there was lots of dangerous things out there, like wild animals trying to eat you. So it was more prevalent to remember negative things. So remember where that hungry animal that might eat you was living, or remember that poisonous bush. So if you ate that fruit, you didn't die. So that's why we are negative a lot of the time in our predisposition. So that's why being conscious of that, being conscious of your thoughts, and know that you have 70,000 thoughts a day, most people, which is crazy. So here we are having 70,000 thoughts, 90% of them are negative, and 95% of them are the same as the day before. So we need to focus on shifting our mindsets. And I think this is a really important period of time now for all of us to really sit back and take stock of what's important in our lives. You know, our health, it's got to be the most important thing. You've got to make it a priority, but not just physical, not aesthetically, not just for vanity reasons, but our mental and emotional health as well. So by investing back into feeding your soul and feeding your positive attitude is the first step that I'm taking with my family to make sure that we're healthy. So we're spending lots of time actually, you know, just trying to enjoy what we've got at the moment. So that's really important. We're practicing GEM, finding the gem every single day. So we're practicing having an attitude of gratitude, being empathetic to other people's circumstances, and being mindful and living in the moment. We're really focusing on, you know, keeping up our good sleep hygiene habits, so making sure that we're not getting stuck on our devices late at night, we're not watching Netflix all the time. We're applying like rules, so we make sure that we turn the lights out at night. We don't want that artificial light stimulating our brains to tell us that it's daytime. So at 8 o'clock at night, I'm going around the house, turning all the lights off, and the kids are getting off their screens at that time. I know it's late for a lot of people, but we're getting the kids off the screens because I want them in bed no later than 9 o'clock. We're getting them to sit down and read a book, once again, connecting once again as a family, which is really important. I'm also practicing things like not eating too close to bed, because it's easy at this time, when you're laying around, to go and snack. So I'm making sure that I have my last meal at least 3 hours before bed. I'm making sure that, I'm getting up and I'm exercising, but I'm not focusing on prescription exercise, like trying to train for something essentially to compete at. So go, get ready to play football or run a marathon. I'm actually training for life, getting fit for life. So I'm doing lots of movement. I'm building play into my day, dancing, singing with my kids, chasing them around the house. This is the best way to get fit. I'm building in incidental movement throughout the day. Being mindful, setting my alarm every half an hour on my phone and getting up and doing some push-ups, doing some body weight squats, whatever it might be. I'm just moving in general. But all in all, some other little hacks when it comes to my health. I'm really loading my kids up at the moment with vitamin C. I love my vitamin C. I think it's a great thing to have. Really loading up on my magnesium as well to help my immune system and help me sleep at night. Really focus on getting my diet right as well. Enjoying cooking at this time with my kids and teaching myself to cook as well. I know ingredients can be hard to find at this time with the supermarkets, and that's one place I've been trying to avoid. But just trying to, try different foods as well. I think that's really, really important. So to answer your question, really focusing, not just on the physical aspect of being healthy, but the mental and emotional aspect as well, because I think this has often been, misplaced. And if you are stressing out there, please don't try to stress too much, because this isn't going to help your situation. Try and keep a positive attitude. I know times are tough. And try and do something kind for somebody else. Ring somebody up and tell them how much you love them. It's amazing how random acts of kindness will actually boost your immune system as well. Because the greatest gift in life is always giving, not receiving. So try to give to other people at this time. And I think, be mindful of the fact that, we are very lucky with all the things that we've got. And if a few things are taken away from us at the moment, like being able to go to the pub for a little while, being able to go into your favourite fast food restaurant and eat in, well, it's not too bad in the scheme of things. So once again, stay safe. Hope you and your family are well, and I'll see you soon.